Hello friends, my name is Theo, and today in this exciting Meissner Media tutorial, we're going to be taking a look at creating a gritty black and white film noir type of look inside of DaVinci Resolve. So without further ado, let's open this bad boy up. We've got this video here of my roommate David looking hipster chic talking on a cell phone. He didn't even know he was going to be in a tutorial, so look at that. The next step that we're going to do is, as I'm sure you all know by now, create another new node for no reason, just besides that's the way that my brain works. You obviously can just work on node 1, but for some reason I don't like to do that. So deal with it. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the saturation all the way down, and that's right down here in our color wheels. We just click and drag it down, and now we've got a black and white image. It took me forever when I was first starting in DaVinci Resolve to find the saturation control for some reason, so now you know where it is. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to mess up the contrast. I'm going to make it really kind of absurdly punchy. I'm going to hit Alt F to make our viewer a little bit bigger here. So we're going to start by crushing the blacks down pretty significantly. Bring our gamma up to kind of get some detail back in his face. Go and put those blacks a little bit more. Bring our gain up and sort of blow it out a bit. We want it to be really, really contrasty. If this was an actual film noir thing, the background would probably be black and in a rainy, dark alley. But, you know, you work with what you got. Just going to keep playing around a little bit more, pretty much at the contrast that we want. This is very contrasty, as you can see, which is part of the fun. So now, I think we got something that we like there, contrast-wise. We can always come back and play with it some if it's not what we want. But I am pretty sure that's what we want. It's blown out and crushed and looking contrasty. So we're going to hit Alt S and create another new node. And what we're going to do in this one is to sort of bring David's face out some. So we're going to go to our window tab, create a new circle window, click and drag it onto David's face and resize it. Click on the little blue dots to change the size and the little pink dots to change the feather. Excellent. Middle click to pan around, and we are looking good. The next step is to track this to make sure it sticks to his face. So we're going to click over here on our tracking tab, and we're going to make sure window is selected. Pan, zoom, tilt, rotate. We want all those guys. And we'll click the track forward button and the track backward button. And just like that, DaVinci Resolve is great and makes a track that sticks right to David. He doesn't even know it. Great. So now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to, first of all, we're going to turn off the view of the power window. Then we're going to go back and increase our gamma even a little more, just sort of really contrast this guy up. So we want David's face to be like absurdly popping out. This is a very stylized look, so you can get away with quite some movement luminance-wise. Excellent. That's looking good. So now the next step is sort of the key to making this more than just a black and white image, to make the highlights sort of bloom out a bit. So I'm going to hit Alt S to create another new serial node. Then I'm going to go over to our little qualifier eyedropper and unclick hue and unclick saturation, because we don't care about those. We just want everything that is bright to bloom out. So we're going to change our low and bring it up. And in order to see your selection better, you can hit Shift H. And that will make you just see the node that you're working on. So you see we don't have much. Now we're getting what we want. So we want just sort of that sort of stuff. Now we're going to soften out that transition. Make it a little bit more extreme. Great. The next part of this is we're going to blur this selection some. So go over to blur radius. Increase this. And you'll see the selection start to blur out. So it's a little bit easier to sort of blend together. Now you see we've got kind of a little bit too blurry. You just want a little bit sort of spilling over these different transition areas, because that's what's going to help to sell it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to bump the gain way up. Even bring the blacks up some. Just sort of, in general, make these explode. If we don't like it, we can change it a little bit later, because that's the magic of nonlinear editing. So now we'll go over to our blur tab, and we will just Make sure this is on blur. Just increase this radius to your heart's content. Boom. All the way up to 10. Nice. So let's hit Shift H and see what's happening. And now you see David's being all sorts of blown out. So we'll see. So without the highlights blowing out, and then with the highlights blowing out. So you can see it really helps to sort of degrade your footage and look, you know, a little bit less digital. You can still, if you're looking for it, you can be like, yeah, that was done in post. If you want to do this in real life, you would get I believe it's called a black mist filter, or you can put pantyhose on your lens. Either one works, and that'll sort of help the highlights to bloom out. It probably won't do it this drastically since, the background wasn't that bright. But one more cool thing we can do is go over to our power window, and we can sharpen David's face up some. So let's go and select sharpen and just bop that guy up a little bit. And now we've got a very gritty, stylized film noir look. You see him on the phone now, talking about all sorts of crimes and murders and all sorts of stuff. So that about wraps it up. I hope that you've enjoyed this exciting tutorial. If you did enjoy it, be sure to share it with your friends so they can enjoy it. While you're on your social media platforms, be sure to follow Meissner Media's social media stuff. We got Twitter and Facebook. Whoa. Links for those are down in the description. If you've got something to say, be sure to comment on the video because I love reading the comments. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. If you want to see more stuff like this, be sure to subscribe to the Meissner Media YouTube channel. Once again, I've been Theo. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.